This is Top Shop Podcast.
Shop Podcast.
Top Shop Podcast.
Podcast for automotive service business owners by Paul Donahue.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another podcast, Top Shop Podcast. We've got Sam Negandhi from Integrated Supply Network. He has been in the industry for over 27 years. He actually started at 17 years old. He is the Director of Strategic Account Sales at Integrated Supply Network. So this is a new position for you, right, Sam?
Yeah. I've actually started in April 1st was my official day. So
Awesome. Okay. So tell me a little bit about yourself, how you get started. Let's tell the listeners. So listeners, you know that we do two types of podcasts. One with auto repair shop owners that have been in the industry at least 10 years or longer, because only 4% of shops make it past the 10-year mark. And then we do industry executives at companies that have an important part in the automotive aftermarket industry. And Integrated Supply Network is definitely one of them. They are the largest, I believe, in all of North America.
yeah, we are probably the largest wholesale tool and equipment distribution center within North America.
Yep. Within North America. So how did you get in this industry? 17, that's pretty early age to get started.
Yeah, actually, just like anybody, needed a job when I graduated high school and to pay my way through college. So I had a friend that was pretty high up there at Napa Auto Parts, and they got me a job. That was my first job as a driver. I would deliver parts at a Napa store. And then from there, learned, to work the counter, learned to work outside sales, manager. And then from there, I jumped to be a franchisee in the tool franchises, Snap-on, Macro Cornwall. So I worked for one of them, did that for about 7 years, and then joined a great company called Redline Detection that did manufacturing and selling to companies like ISN, Medco's, the Myers tires, OEs, stuff like that. And then from there, I jumped to another company called Yellow Jacket or Ritchie Engineering, and then joined ISN in April.
Right. So now you've been on both sides, because before ISN, you were on the side where you dealt
selling to, where I was selling to ISN. Yeah.
You were selling actually to ISN, and now the tables completely turned. Now the companies are selling to you, right? And
it's pretty cool. Yeah. Before, we'd have to wine and dine them. Now they're like, it's like Tinder. They're swiping to me and they want to wine and dine me. So it's pretty cool.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. It's good though. It's good because it's I've been working in this industry for such a long time that I still know a lot of the vendors. I know a lot of the people, so I'm friends with a lot of them, including my competitors. So it's kind of a really good mix now that I'm on the ISN side, because one, I can tell my ISN works. I can tell them what we're looking for. I can have them work with my team. They're a little bit more receptive and closer with me, so they're open to other ideas. We can do different things with them. But this industry is so nice and so big, and we all know each other. So as long as we can help each other, that's all that matters.
Well, I can see why ISN wanted to hire you, because they see your experience and they see that you've already been dealing with them, selling to them. And so having somebody that knows both, had the shoes are on both feet. Yeah, and you've come an awful long way since delivering parts for Napa.
Yeah.
That's having a little bit of vision and drive is important, because some people 20 years later, they're still delivering parts for Napa. But yeah, I mean, you've really, really gone a long way. So you went from the parts to the counter, and then just moved your way up through it. So what types of distribution is Integrated Supply Network involved in?
Yeah, so ISN is, we work with pretty much every, I would say, type of customer out there, from your local parts store to your local franchisee trucks, the tool trucks, anywhere from your fleet operations. And then we get into the bigger locations, right? Like something that Strategic does. We're working with a lot of the around the wheel. We're working with a lot of the OEs. We're working with a lot of larger corporations with multiple companies, multiple franchises. So that's kind of where Strategic is that we're more of a solutions type program rather than just tools and equipment. We offer different programs from there, from like your tech retention program. We have a really cool deal called Easy Garage, where it's an actual website that we design for the customer. It's for their guys to order from. That's just specifically for their company.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, so there's other things that we can do. We utilize Miracle and Ariba and Coupa websites for punch outs. So if they want to consolidate all of their purchases and stuff like that. So that's more of what strategic offers.
Mhm.
Whereas, we're trying to that's why I call ISN integrated solutions network in the sense rather than supply network.
Right. So pretty much every auto repair shop owner that's listening to this podcast or watching this podcast, they're already buying parts and supplies from you, correct?
A lot of them are. Yes. A lot of them are.
Because
Yes.
it's through the O'Reillys and the Advanced and all the other
Yeah.
companies. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
We're working with every major, auto parts corporation as well. So yes.
right. Okay. So how is ISN and instead of integrated supply network, you like the word integrated solutions network because that's what you guys are really focused on, solutions. So how can the individual shop owner benefit from any of your companies besides them purchasing the parts that they're already doing from you? Is there any way that you guys are directly involved with the individual shop owners?
Sometimes we are. It all depends, right? If they're looking for training or if they need more information regarding the equipment. A lot of the customers that we deal with are pretty well versed in the product line, right? But you do also have some of the people that are like, hey, I'm interested in an air conditioning RMS unit, right? Recovery management system. So what do? Right? You just go, hey, I like this one, or you go off a price, or are you looking at features and benefits? If you're a typical sales guy, you might just sell off a price, whereas we're trying to find them a solution, right? What works best for them? We're asking the questions and we're teaching our customers what questions to ask. So we are going through, say, the AutoZone commercial sales manager and saying, hey, ask these questions, find out, delve in. Is he doing on 1, 2, 3, 4 YF? He's looking for 134A. Is he working on heavy duty trucks, light duty? What is he looking for so we can find this actual product that's going to work for him, right? And then if he needs training on it, we'll work on setting that up, through our customer to help him. Or if we need to call him direct, we'll call him direct.
Right. How is ISN, you think, different from some of your other competitors? Because I mean, you guys are.
Yeah. We not only do we have like strategic account managers, right? We also have what we call TAMs, which stands for territory account managers. So those would also go in and walk through the stores, like the individual stores, and work with them, or work with the franchise dealer if they need to. They're able to go in and train. They're able to look at what their wants and needs are. Create a want list. Help them find out exactly what type of equipment they're looking for, and then sell it through our customer base, right? So whether they deal with O'Reilly's direct or whether they deal with Napa direct, we'll work with them so they get the sale, because we normally sell wholesale. We don't sell direct to the end user.
Right.
So we like to go through our core customers and help them. So, on the heavy duty side, we work with some really good groups like Truck Pro and Fleet Pride. We'll work with that team to help sell. So that's what our territory managers do. That's what we call them the SAMs, the strategic account managers, will also do.
Okay, awesome. Now, you mentioned something before the podcast about tech retention kits. So this is a lot of repair shop owners know that in order to attract talent, sometimes you really just got to go the extra mile. So like help them, get tools, help them get started, give them the training. Some will stay, some won't. But tell us about ISN's, how you're working with the actual technician in the auto repair shop with these tech retention kits. Tell me about those.
Yeah, so we have some bigger customers that, look, you can go anywhere for an extra $2 or $3, and they lose a really good technician, right? And you also have these starter techs that come in, right, from the UTI schools, from some of the other locations that they're learning, and they don't have a lot of money to buy the tools that they need to work on the type of application. So we offer a program where we can do tooling kits, right, or a tech retention program. Whereas if they come on and graduate, they get you could call it a free set of starter kit tools, right? Maybe it's valued at $1,000. And if, depending on the program, if they stay with the company for a year, they can add on to it, right? They might get another $1,000 gift card to spend on tools and equipment to upgrade their group. We also have it for master technicians, right? If they pass a certain class, they might get a bigger toolkit, right? There's a lot of different programs. It just depends on the customer. But we do offer even a tooling kit on our toolweb.com website, where it's kind of a starter kit, right? So if you got a technician, it comes with a little cart, comes with like about $600-700 worth of tools, everything from wrenches, ratchets. We can customize it, like I said. So with some of our customers, they want to add Ingersoll Rand guns, they want to add Milwaukee cordless impacts, they want to put DeWalt, or they want to add, Power Probe or whatever. We can create kits as well for some of our customers. So we have like our standard, what we feel is a good kit, and then of course customize it to them too.
Yeah, once again, that's toolweb.com. So that's the website for the end user consumer.
He can go on that, absolutely. We also have a couple other websites that they can go, but like I said, we normally sell through distribution. So if they take that number of whatever our part number's in, they're able to buy it from any of those type of companies that we work with.
Okay, so the tech kits actually have a number, a purchase, a product number, and they just purchase it through the and the auto repair shop owner can get that part number on the toolweb.com website.
That is correct. Yes.
Okay. All right. Awesome. Great. So do you offer any other programs to techs besides the retention toolkits? You do some training? Actually, we
have done some training and stuff. We've actually worked with I've worked with Max in the past, Mobile Air Conditioning Committee, and that's something that we're going to be doing again soon next year, where they can get 609 training certifications. We do offer, we've worked with other ones, but we'll usually direct them. Like if they want to do ASC certifications, we can direct them, things like that. We do offer training with our products. We like to do it with a bigger program. So we might get with an AutoZone regional team and either train the sales guys, on certain products. Maybe it's ADAS kits, maybe it's, stand tools, it all depends on what they want. And then we can also do for the end user too, right? I've done that where we'll go to a shop and kind of call it a lunch and learn or a dinner and learn, order pizza. We'll do it at a location. We'll teach them how to use the equipment, whether it's on a lift, whether it's off the lift, depending on the program. So we do offer stuff like that as well.
Speaking of ADAS, what do you've been in the industry a long time. What do you think where do you think we're going? There's been a lot of changes. There's hybrids, there's EVs, there's are we going to go all electric? What's your personal opinion on where we're going? I love hydrogen. It's just we just got to solve because everybody's already got an internal combustion engine. We just have to solve the distribution of a highly flammable, explosive gas.
Yeah.
We figure that out, then everybody's exhaust will be water vapor. Which is ideal.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good question. Just kind of where I've seen the industry going in the last few years is EV, of course. That's just the biggest thing.
Do you think it's sustainable? Do you think it's going to actually take over the world? Or
I don't know if it's going to take over the world, but it is, I would say right now it's about 50%, give or take, maybe a little higher. It's going to be coming. So I know all the OEs that we've talked to have already been gearing up, with just the differences. I think they wanted to kind of change everything by 2035. It was the goal.
Right.
Depending on the presidency, we'll see what happens. But I do know a lot of the OEs are already switching over to EV. There are some that by 2028, 50 to 60% of their fleets will be OE, right? And that doesn't, EV. And that doesn't include, heavy duty switching over too. There's a lot of hybrid trucks that are out there. We just left the manufacturer last week in Chicago, and they were letting us know that some of their locations are already working on EV type applications, and they're starting to, ramp up, PPE gear, EV battery lift tables, insulated tools, things like that. And they're starting to ask us for stuff. So I don't see it going away. But at the same time, just like anybody else, there are questions, right? How do you recycle the batteries? Do we have enough batteries? It's not like a car. Yeah. It's not like
batteries. Right?
Yeah. It's not like a car where you see the mileage, right? So if it's got 100,000 plus mileage, you kind of have an idea of what the car can check. On an EV battery, how much do you know when you have to switch out the batteries, right? And those batteries can cost as much as a brand new version. So there's a lot of, I would say there's a lot of questions still out there. And I don't think people know the answer because they haven't run into it yet, and if you look on the aftermarket, how many are trained to actually repair EVs? That's the other thing. And are those type of aftermarket shops ready to take on those vehicles? So, you do have like the Rivians out there, the Teslas, of course you've got, the Ford Mustangs that are out there and the Chevy, they're all out there. And, after warranty, if they don't take it to the dealer, they got to take it to somewhere. So, and do do they have the right equipment and training to work on those type of applications? So I don't see enough information to know that answer, because I can just go off of the sales of what we have, but it's coming and we're getting a lot more interest.
Are you seeing more and more shops going to the DVI, digital vehicle inspections?
I do. Yes, I have. Just from the shops that I've talked to in some of the meetings, I think that's a really neat program that they have. I know there's a lot of different applications that you can use, but yeah, it's a good selling tool.
Right. I think digital vehicle inspections are just a great way to increase the sales at an auto repair shop while decreasing the amount of time that they have to interact with the customer, because all they have to do is send them a text, and say, hey, you came in for a wheel change, but your brakes are down to 2 millimeters. This is at replacement right now. Do you want to do this now, or you want to schedule it for later? Click now. There's the price, everything. They just push a button, and the shop says, okay, hey, go ahead and add the brake job to that. Call the auto parts store, get the brake pads. So employee relations. You've been with a lot of companies that have had, and you've been on both sides of management, right? Been managed and had manager. So I remember talking to you before where you had mentioned you've had some pretty bad managers in the past, so what is and management is management, whether it's managing a crew of technicians and CSRs at an auto repair shop, or working with a big corporation, like yours. So what advice do you have for employee relationships with
Oh, well, a couple of things. I mean, I like I said, I've had some really great managers in my lifetime and some really not so great, and when I came into this role, what I told myself is I'm going to do the exact opposite of what the managers I didn't think were very good, and, work with my group. And I think the main thing is supporting your team. You got to have their back, right? You got to stand up for them. If they make a mistake and stuff, you don't need to yell. You don't have to get angry. Everybody makes mistakes. It's just talking them through it, right? Making sure they don't make the same mistake twice. I think, learning. I'm still learning every day, just like my team. Right. And I think on the sales side of things, we get really emotional with our customers, right? We make emotional decisions because we're so invested in the program and the group that we don't see the outside of things, right? We're jaded in the sense. And that's how some sales guys are, right? So I think it's just showing them all the different things. And just like technicians, right? There could be the right way of doing it, but it might take longer than doing it this way where it's faster, right? And you're still getting the same results. So I think it's just really listening to your team, supporting them. If they're asking for stuff, they're not just asking for themselves, they're asking as a group because, hey, it's going to make our lives easier. So the more you can give them, I think I when we were talking, I said, when my team came to me, I told them if I could give them 10% of what they're asking for, they were like, yeah, we would be good. And I was like, what if I gave you 45? And they're like, yeah, we'd be great. And I was like, what if I gave you 100%? It's like, we'd be unstoppable. We can do anything, right? And so I'm trying to give them as much resources as possible to help them grow. And I think that's the same thing a manager should do with technicians or with their shop. Just you're going to make money too, right?
Right. Yeah. That answer kind of leads into the next one, which is culture. So whether it's a shop culture at an auto repair shop, or whether it's culture within a big company with yours, what have you seen to be like the main things that you see across the board as far as good culture goes with any work environment?
Communication. I think communication is the biggest thing, that everybody is kind of on the same page, right? Everybody's supporting everybody. Here at ISN, since I've only been here for about 5 months, I can tell you the communication, there's a lot of communication and there's a lot of support within the teams. And especially with my group, my group can call, if they need help on, say, pricing, they can call the pricing team and they'll get a response within an hour or less now, right? If they need a new product that's not in our system for a customer, they can contact the category management right away, right? And everyone's kind of all talking together. And I only get involved when there's no response, right? So if they're like, hey, it's been a couple of days, then I'll jump in. But normally I'll let my team have the power, I should say, to go ahead and do that without me. Make the decisions. I want them to make the decisions as well, right? As long as it doesn't cost us money, like bad money, then we're okay. But my team is so good, and I really enjoy working with them, that they now have a lot more, I would say, confidence, because they know that I'm also there to back them up. Because we'll talk, right? They'll come to us and say, hey, I'm working on this deal. I'm working on this program. I need to be here to get the deal. Great, let's do it. Like maybe the margins are a little bit less, but I'm okay with it if you are, right?
Right.
So now they're going out and making the sale because they have the confidence to go out. And it's really grown our numbers, and it's really grown our customer base. And I think, like you said, I've been in the industry for a long time. I came from the old school, right? People buy from people. It's not just about price. It's about the support. It's about being there every day. It's like, if you call my phone, I'm going to pick up, I'm going to respond, I'm going to take care of you. You're just like anybody. Whether you spend 10,000 with us or you spend 10 million with us, we're going to treat you the same.
Right. How is ISN ensuring that the auto repair shop owner will get a steady supply of parts? I mean, we just had COVID, so there was a major shakeup there in supply chains. You're not going to get any bigger than that, than shutting down the whole world because of a virus. Is there anything that the company's been able to do to try to ensure that the auto repair shops get a good, steady supply of parts through your company and through your?
Yeah, we've increased. We have 7 distribution centers just here in the U.S. alone, right? And of course, just like everybody in COVID, everything shut down and it messed everything up.
Sure.
But we're a lot healthier than we were, 2-3 years ago, right? So we do carry. I think we've got 500 plus vendors, 500,000 plus SKUs within our 7 DCs, not including Canada and the UK. So we can really support, but there's always products that are on back order or products that have long lead time from the manufacturer. But as long as, we do tell the customer if they order something that, hey, it's going to take a little bit longer than you do, we'll try to do what we can, whether it's expedite, and sometimes we'll pay for that if they're in a bind, just depending. But we do have an open communication with our customers. So it's not like before where we had no idea, right? You were told one date and then the next day it was something else, and then it was shut down, and then you got to find a new supplier. So we do have multiple suppliers. We have multiple vendors that we're working with. We have multiple options. So we don't just have one option now. We do have, for certain tools, we do have other things too.
Okay. All right. Any questions that I should ask that I haven't asked that would help get the ISN out there to the auto repair shop owner? I wonder how many auto repair shop owners, Sam, actually know that ISN is the main company that's behind the majority of the parts, or a lot of the parts that they actually receive from their local supplier.
They probably don't. They probably don't. I would say they're used to buying through their normal channels, right? Some of them really like buying from O'Reilly's, and O'Reilly's does buy direct with the manufacturers, but there's times where they don't have it in stock, or we have a better price, or because we stock so much, right? Maybe it's a brand that they don't carry so much and it's drop shipped, so they don't know where it's coming from. And that's okay, because we do, like I said, work with distribution rather than end users. But I think what they should look at, if they've got multiple locations, right? Maybe they've got 13, maybe 20 locations, and they want to consolidate their shipping. They want to get better pricing. They don't want their guys just ordering from whoever, right? I think what they should do is contact us, and see if there's a solution that we can offer them. Just recently I spoke to a company that's got about 65 locations. They had no idea who we were. And all 65 were, kind of ordering where they wanted to order, right? So they were getting, one piece of equipment for X price, and they were getting the same piece of equipment for a higher price, right? Okay. Where if they were buying it through us, they would have saved a lot more money, right? So I think it's things like that. If they're looking to grow their business, they're looking to, I would say, save money, but also get the products quicker and on time, to contact us. Okay.
Is for the auto repair shop owner, is there any reason for them to go to ToolWeb? Can they go to ToolWeb and look at products that you have online and then ask for those through their local?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
Because I'm looking at a couple specials that you have. Buy 5 boots, get 1 boot. Buy 3 multimeters and then get 1. So I'm looking at just some different offers that you have right on the homepage. So I'm just wondering how many repair shop owners don't know that they can go to this website directly and take a look at can they get pricing on the site also? Do they call? They need to
not on that. They can go to we do have another one that that we're affiliated with. Like we work with them, and I think it's called. I'm trying to remember. I'll have to get back to. I forgot the name of the other website, but we work with it. But yeah, they can anything they find over there, they can definitely look into. I have a really good company called Phi Auto, PHI Auto. They do a lot of stuff. I have the guy's contact if you want it real quick, and you can contact him. His name is Vernon, and he's really affiliated with us, and he can work with those type of shops too to sell them the product.
Okay.
But yeah, the name of the company is called Phi Auto. His phone number is 516-652-2297.
Okay.
And he works with us. So if they're looking for something and they want to buy it, they can contact him as well, and he'll work with them. And he's one of our really good vendors, customers.
Okay, awesome. How have the advancements, because we were talking about, where the future trends are going, how have advancements that we've already made in the automotive industry impacted your company's business operations?
It's helped. I mean, we've got we've got a lot more opportunities. We talked about this before is when cars were coming out, when I started, it was points, condenser, distributor cap, rotors, things like that. And now it's, wireless ignition, no more ignition coils, things like that. It's changed. And, same thing, headlights, right? Who would have thought you would need like a headlamp adjuster, right? To make sure it's correct. And, so I think technology has really helped fix cars better, faster. But I also think the technicians are learning, right? The newer techs that are coming out of the schools and the colleges or, out in the field, they're getting to see all these different vehicles that are out there and learning more on that. And that's helping us. And what's great is the manufacturers that we work with, they've all coming out with new products. I mean, every day we're launching new things. Every day there's something new that they're finding out from the dealerships and the OEs and stuff. So.
Yeah, I can't wait to see how AI, which is going to displace around 20% of jobs globally. So I just went through Seattle Airport, and normally at the airport you have someone push people who need assistance to their gate. It's a robot. They just sit down, they program it, and they takes them to the gate. So it automatically brakes and stops. It has sensors. It goes beep, beep, beep to get people out of the way. So I'm sitting in these chairs, watching them go down the concourse. There's no one pushing it.
Wow, I've never seen that. And I fly a lot, so that'll be cool.
Yeah, so I saw this. I just saw it. This is just another example. It's creeping in really, really continuously. So I think AI is going to. I think it's going to come a long way for automotive diagnostics. So when a problem, a car comes in with a particular issue, I think AI. Do you know? I haven't really looked into the research on this or see where we're heading. Have you? Do you know anything about it? Where we're going with AI? And
I have not. No, I mean, besides of course, manufacturing vehicles and stuff like that with robots and stuff like that, and maybe on the pick, pack, and ship stuff. Like on the distribution side, I really don't know enough to tell you on the automotive repair side. So I haven't heard much.
Where do you think the industry is heading? The auto repair industry is heading in the next 10 years?
Well, I think we're still going to need them. There's cars, out there that are still going to need to be repaired. I think technology is going to increase, so we got to learn more. I can see some of the shops that have been around for a long time. Are they going to keep up to the new technologies, or are they going to shut down? Or are they going to sell their business?
Right.
That's tough, but it also depends on the area. Right. And the type of applications that they're going to be. If you look at just automotive, there's so much more. You've got agriculture, you got combines, you got tractors. Everything's changing. Right. I mean, there's so much more technology on there. We talk about EV, we talk about, self-driving. It's the same thing that's going to be on these type of applications, heavy duty and stuff like that. So, I'm curious. I'd like to see, but I mean, we're all going to still be in business. I just, we got to just keep up with.
I know exactly where we're going to be at. Yeah. So the highway of the future is supposedly is no input from the driver. So the computer automatically merges you into the traffic and it does everything. So, which basically you would just be able to get in the car and go to work, and then you'll arrive at work.
Yeah. It's like that movie Minority Report.
That's it.
Remember?
The Minority Report.
Yeah, that's exactly how it is. So
so that's could be where we're at in the next like 10 years. Who knows? We'll have to see how it all plays out.
Yeah, hopefully we have flying cars, because they've been working on this freeway near me for 10 years, and I'm just thinking, like, what's the point if we're gonna have flying vehicles, right?
Yeah. I've been kind of watching that kind of closely too, because all they've taken is the little drone that I fly around.
Yeah.
They just blew it up.
Exactly.
Where you could put a 200-pound person in it. And so I'm kind of curious to see where that goes, because that would be the preferred way to get to work. That's for sure. Flying above everybody on the freeway would be pretty cool. And especially since you can go 100+ miles an hour or whatever. So that was the Jetsons thing when I was a little kid. The flying cars automatically merged in with the traffic and moved out, and all computerized. So
I was thinking a movie, The Fifth Element, where they're all flying with Bruce Willis. Yeah.
Fifth. I don't think I've seen that one. I got to watch that one.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, Sam, thanks a whole lot for your time today. We really appreciate you having you on the podcast. And so I hope that some of the information has really helped the auto repair shop owner. So if anything, the auto repair shop owners now know that a big number of their parts are coming from, in the background, ISN, the largest supplier in the United States.
Yeah, a lot of their tools and equipment are coming from us. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and you guys are in Europe too. You're in the UK.
Yep. We're in the UK. We have 2 locations in the UK. We have, I think it's 3 now in Canada.
Oh, yeah, 3 in Canada, 7 in the US.
7 in the US. Yep.
7 in the US.
We used to have a little bit more, but we consolidated to make a bigger warehouse so we can stock more. So, yep.
Are you guys thinking about Australia?
You know what? It's up there, right? If we can find the right partner and everything, absolutely. Australia is big. Europe's the biggest right now, right? So, I think Europe is a big opportunity. I've done business in Australia in the past. I think Japan, that's another big location to work with. So there's a lot. There's a lot of opportunity.
Company's got a lot of opportunity for growth.
Yep.
Okay. All right, Sam. Thanks a lot for your time. We really appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
For additional automotive resources and exclusive content, follow us on Spotify and subscribe to our YouTube channel to catch all our episodes. Thanks again for joining us in the driver's seat, and we'll see you next time for another thrilling episode of Top Shop.